Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo, and I haven't posted on this channel in a while. It's been a while since I've updated the vlog channel, mostly because I don't think I've had a lot to fucking talk about, but my God, today has been something. Today has been an interesting thing. There was a bit of drama that, if you follow those of us who went to Vidcon last week, we talked about today, en masse. And I wanted to put my side of the story out there for those of you who didn't catch it on the tail end of Blair White's stream. Now, the incident involves a person who was with us at Vidcon who is from Canada, and I'm in no way advocating for anyone to contact this person, but I do want my side of the story out there in some capacity or another, because I feel like I was played, like I was betrayed, like I was all this shit, and I'm not happy with it one goddamn bit. So the story starts, I guess, simply enough, right? Get to Vidcon Tuesday, the 20th, end up hanging out with everybody all day, and then this girl shows up at the end of the night. Her name is Crazy Hair, or her name is Naomi. Her real name is Naomi. I don't know her last name, it doesn't matter. And she seems normal enough, fun, funny, you know, eclectic, odd, maybe a little manic pixie dream girl thrown in, but nothing harmful, nothing that is going to cause anything to call into question. Nothing that you wouldn't expect to find at an convention full of outright utter narcissists. Seemed to fit right in. And she did. She fit right in very, very easily. Fit right in. With the group, she went everywhere with everybody. It was all fine, all well and good. No problems whatsoever. Until Friday night. Now, Friday night of VidCon was the night everybody went up to a party in LA that was organized by Blair White. And that, in and of itself, was one utter fucking mess. It was a clusterfuck of epic proportions. And one, even now, I can't quite figure out where things went utterly wrong. But it resulted in Blair, her boyfriend, shoe-on-head, armored skeptic, Chris Ray Gun, and Lacey Green all exiting the party that Blair had arranged, and retiring to Blair's suite. While the rest of us were downstairs going, what the fuck is going on? I thought we were all here together, yada, 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 yada. So people weren't too happy. And there was actually a number of people that were upset because they had spent like $90 on an Uber ride to get from Anaheim to LA, or $95 to get back from LA to Anaheim. It was expensive in terms of ride-sharing costs, and we could have done everything we did there like exactly the same, but at the Airbnb house in Anaheim, it just would have been a lot better. You know, whatever money you were going to spend on rides, you blow on booze, that's that. Anyway, at some point during the night, Naomi made her way up to Blair's suite. Now, this was kind of protected by security. She found her way past, but she had done so by being able to just walk into an elevator with drinks in her hand, and somebody just being a good person was like, oh, where are you going? And, you know, basically like that. She says that it was, you know, she hit the floor, and then someone else used their card, and that was it. So again, that's just what it boils down to. She goes up there, she gives him drinks, she gives him presents because it was Shoe-on-Head's birthday, and then she doesn't leave. And then even when they're kind of hinting, hey, can you kindly GTFO, she doesn't leave. And then apparently Blair's boyfriend got angry, spritzed her with some perfume in a bottle, and according to her, called her a gypsy, called her all these things. And she left in tears. And so this is kind of where I come into play. Because she came down, found me, pulled me away from who I was talking to, crying her eyes out, tears streaming down her face, and told me the story. Now, I'm not a violent person, but I'm definitely an empathetic person. And in a situation like that, it definitely triggers something in me, and I got mad. I was fucking mad. Because I like Chris Ray Gun, I like Lacey Green, and I'm like, what'd they say? What's going on? I want to know the answers to these questions. And she says, well, I've got it recorded. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I've got to hear this. Now, before recording this, let's quickly kind of backtrack for a second. And I'll admit that I said this. Again, there was a lot of animosity given what had happened with Blair and everyone fucking off to the suite. The word elitist was thrown around by a number of people, and I might have, well, no, I did. I called them all elitist cunts for going up there, and I was doing so in a way to kind of like calm her down and be like, nah, fuck them, they're elitist cunts. They're just elitist cunts. You know, I can't believe they went up there without us, that kind of thing. And then she says she got it recorded. So I'm like, you know, I got to hear this. I want to know, did Chris Ray Gun say anything? Because I really like Chris. And I didn't want my opinion of him damaged in any way. And I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know what was said. Because if I'm going to go up there and do something, which is effectively what she's asking me to do, I want to make sure I've got all the evidence. I want to make sure I've got all the info. So she pulls out her phone and I listen to the recording. Can't hear shit. It's muffled. Right where I was at was loud. We were in a hallway, entryway sort of thing. It was loud, lots of music. But I'll tell you what I could hear. I could hear tone. I could hear the tone of the people she was recording. It wasn't mad. It wasn't angry. No one was yelling. No one was shouting. None of those things. But, you know, she was still upset about this. Then she tells me that they accused her of hacking into Sargon of Akkad's Twitter account. And now he had just been hacked a couple hours earlier. I thought that was a very oddly specific claim to make. Oddly specific. And I haven't heard that claim refuted by anyone who was there yet. So I don't know if it was said. I can't attest to that or deny it or whatever. But then she asked me to go get Sargon. So I go in the bar, I pull out Carl, bring him out, and I, you know, tell him what's going on. And, you know, he's asking me, he's like, do you think this is possible? And truth be told, I said, yeah, from Armored Skeptic, I believe this is 100% possible. And, you know, again, I'm being honest here. Not a big fan of Greg. We've worked out our beef, and this is why I'm bringing it up. Because I get to that point here in a minute. So we talked about it for a second, and then happened to see Chris and Lacey at the bottom of the stairs. So I went down to them, asked them what was going on. Might have come across a little bit accusatory, but they told us a story, and that story was later corroborated by June, by Greg, and by Blair. 5 people in that room all said the exact same thing. At this point now, I truly believe that they're telling the truth. And that's why I did what I did the next day. So we all go back, you know, I go back to Anaheim. Everyone does off their own thing. The next day, it's kind of like no one's really talking about it. But then we find out that during Andy Worski's meeting with Francesca Ramsey, she showed up. This was, keep in mind, off the books, out of the way, in an unknown, unmarked room on the creator level of VidCon. This girl just shows up. I don't even know if she had a creator badge. I'm not even too sure how she got in there. But she shows up and then tries to talk in the conversation and pisses off Andy, pisses off Francesca, pisses off some other people, and they kind of boot her out of the room. At this point, Andy's livid, starts talking about the stories, talking about everything that's going on, and then everyone starts kind of piecing the puzzle together. Everyone's talking about how they have had interactions with her. One guy told me, that was with like the Honey Badgers, that she had asked him if she could use his laptop and his cell phone. Someone else had told me that they were recorded by her while they were asleep. She claimed it was accidental. You know, like there's all of these things that people have said. And then I wondered if I've been recorded by her. I wondered if anything I had said had been recorded by her in private. And we had a couple moments, her and I together, so it's entirely fucking possible. It's entirely possible that I've been recorded. I have no idea. I don't really remember what I said, but like, fuck it, whatever. It wasn't anything bad. I think I might have just been bitching about some people. Again, probably was Armored Skeptic. Not a fan. But again, I will talk about that. So, when this happens, and I realize that I was played, and I realize also that Jeff Holiday was played, because Jeff Holiday, she went to him first. And Jeff Holiday went up to the hotel room, again, also bypassing security, and said some stuff. And that's not my place to retell what he said, but he said some stuff. And at this point, I start apologizing. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't go confront anybody. I didn't do anything. I went up to Chris. I apologized to Chris Ray Gun if I came across as accusatory. He told me I was one of the only ones actually asking questions. At the time when he said that, I didn't fully realize what he meant. I do now. And then I went over to Armored Skeptic, and I also apologized. I apologized for getting so mad at him that I was willing to go up there and make an ass out of myself. I was willing to go up there and fight what I felt was a good fight for somebody because, you know, he had acted a certain way. Even though I didn't do it, I didn't want that on my conscience. I didn't want that on my soul. I didn't want that on my heart. So I apologized. And, you know, emphatically apologized. And I do mean that legitimately from the bottom of my heart. I did not want to feel that way. I felt like I had done something wrong. So then the rest of the day goes on and, you know, she's trying to get a hold of everybody and everyone just ignored her. But we were hearing again, all these kind of random stories out of her that didn't make a lot of sense. And that's kind of where what leads us to today. Well, okay, real quick caveat to that. At the party that night, I did make up with Armored Skeptic. So, you know, we squashed the beef, no bad blood, and I still feel that way. So, and I'm being honest about that because it had a happy ending in that regard. I went to VidCon where I knew two people were going to be that I wasn't necessarily looking forward to seeing. Walked away, one of them being now a good friend, and the other one being a person I no longer have any beef with. So for me, that's an absolute fucking win, and one of the reasons why I loved my week in Anaheim, because of that. But a lot of other people feel really betrayed by this person because of what she did. And there's been speculation after speculation after speculation about why she did what she did. I don't look at it as being malice. I don't think what she did was for any other reason other than to fit in. I think it was something she was doing as a way to gain favor. I think she recorded everything because she did want to say so she would have proof. But when Blair asked her twice today if she would delete the recordings, she wouldn't answer. She shut down. She went silent, which tells me that a defense mechanism kicked in, that she cannot delete those recordings. That's her token. That's her thing. And you can't hear anything in those recordings. I don't even think going into like Audacity or Adobe Audition and having the world's best sound fixer or sound editor could go in and fix that shit. It is literally that bad. You can hear tone, of which no one was yelling or screaming or fighting. People were laughing, like banter. And that was that. So I'm putting this up there just to get this off my chest because, like, again, it was the only blemish on otherwise an amazing week. I'm not mad at this person. She did today something that really pissed me off, but that was throwing somebody else under the bus. A person who was very gentle, very kind, very caring, deserved nothing related to that comment at all. And that pissed me off. And there was even a whole live stream after that. Not with me, but I joined in for a minute to say like, hey, you're cool. But this is a problem that comes from doing these kind of things. This is a problem that comes from doing these kind of events is people show up that you don't know. And you don't always have the time to vet people. And as a result, we kind of find ourselves in the situation that we find ourselves in. I really hope that this person doesn't show up to VidCon next year. I don't think they'll be welcome. Nobody will want to talk to them. And at this point now, it's with the stream that happened today, these streams, it's out there now. And that was something that many of us didn't want to go out there. We were all wanting it to go away. But then she made a video kind of playing the victim. And then Blair and Shu responded by calling her a stalker on the video. And then that just blew it up from there. And then, you know, other stuff came out and stream after stream after stream. And so I jumped on to kind of like confirm what happened and also to give my perspective and my witness statement because I feel like I was emotionally manipulated. I feel like I was used, as well as Jeff Holiday, used to fight for her honor, I guess. I don't know. It's just it's shitty. So that's just that. That's what's happening. That's what's happened. Hope it never happens again. But I'm done with it after this. I'm not talking to her anymore. I hope she gets the help she needs. And I hope no one else has to go through what we went through. And she can be happy. I just want her to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. But it can't be with me or anyone, I think, in that group, simply because nobody trusts her and nobody wants her around. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.